Hi. For those that don't know me, I usually only make videos um, that help stroke survivors and people battling medical issues. Um, I am currently recovering from my seventh major stroke. Um, I've had seven major strokes. I also have an inoperable brain tumor. I do not have the best equipment. I don't have high tech gear. Um, I don't have fancy bubbles, cards, and layout presentations. Um, the reason for me doing this is strictly to help others and get my point across. So I'm not too familiar with how to get my videos all fancy. So don't expect anything to be high tech or high quality. It's just I am trying to do the best I can while recovering from my medical problems. Um, I felt compelled to do this video um, after watching a lot of YouTube videos and um, recovering from my stroke. And also, if you catch me looking down, I had to make notes because my memory, for the most part, is not there. I have lost a good portion of my short-term memory, and I need to make a lot of notes so I can refer back to them, so I don't miss anything of what I'm trying to get across. During the recovery from my strokes, I had to learn to read, write, to do all these things over again, which was very difficult. Um, one of the things that I use as an aid in recovery, it helps with hand-eye coordination and also um, trying to get my hands working together. I would take old cell phones, computer equipment apart and recover gold and silver from them. It's a very tedious project, very time consuming. Um, it's not cut out for everybody, and the reason I did it was because I was disabled and it was therapeutic for me. It also helped me get my motor skills back. It helped with my brain, working with my hands, getting everything in unison. Um, and as time went on, I got more efficient at it. Um, but as everybody knows, you know, you can recover gold from computer, you can recover the pins, and there's a lot of other gold, but that's just part of it. You can melt that down, but then you still have another process that needs to be refined, and once you refine that, there's actually not a whole lot of gold that is actually in there. It takes an awful lot to get a decent amount of gold. I've been a gold and silver collector because I always knew gold and silver was was and will hold value, and I knew it was suppressed. I watched a lot of YouTube videos for years and often wondered why gold and silver, um, the prices were held back. It didn't make sense to me. I always knew it was silver was probably the better investment because it was the most affordable. And I thought everybody should own silver as physical silver, not paper silver, because there's not enough silver, physical silver, to cover the paper silver. If you were to buy stocks in silver, if you want to cash it in, get the real stuff, there's not really enough to cover it if everybody turned it in all at once. I do think the price of silver is going to go up along with gold. But let's look at some facts that we do know. It's no real secret that the true money is in gold and silver. There's no money in diamonds. You know, don't ever hear anybody talk about diamonds or rubies or emeralds or anything like that. Nobody's investing in that kind of stuff. Even though there's tons of diamond mines, it's all gold and silver. Everybody knows that JP Morgan is buying silver like it's going out of style. They're trying to cover their shortfall there, because they oversold and they need a ton of silver. All you got to do is watch the videos and read the news that's out there. And we all know the only true news can be found on the internet. We all know that a currency crash is inevitable. It's coming. We don't know when. We don't know how it's going to happen. We're on the brink of a collapse. And the powers that be are going to be the ones that determine how that's going to play out. We see that happening worldwide, country by country. They're starting to crash. So it's just a matter of time before the bigger countries get hit. We've seen a lot of smaller countries do a little research. You'd be surprised at just how many countries have collapsed. I wish I could remember them all, but my memory is bad. But it is a fact, and all you have to do is research it. The latest one is Venezuela. We know Greece. We know that the South American countries are collapsing. That there's no doubt that gold and silver are going to go through the roof. We know that. It's just because that's the only true money. Fiat currency worldwide, it's junk. We also know that they want a global currency, a one world currency. That we all know. This one currency to be used worldwide. We also know that they want everybody to have this small RFID chip planted in your right hand. Now that chip is supposedly going to carry all your medical information. It's already being used They've got chip centers up and running, um, and people can have their money loaded in it, and you can pay for your food by scanning your hand. Um, it's crazy. Now, here's the problem that I see. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm just putting in my 2 cents worth. I'm not selling nothing. I'm not putting dates on anything. That's the other issue I see is how many videos have you seen where people will say that so and so says the dollar's going to collapse on this day of this month, and you sit through a 20-minute video and there's no mention of it whatsoever. And there's a half a dozen videos with different people and nobody ever mentions it. I just find that odd. I don't know why people use these scare tactics. Here are some problems. I've always been a firm believer in gold and silver for the past 10 years, but a global reset takes time. Even just a country reset takes time. If that's all it is, you're going to have to endure an undetermined amount of time for the country to get rid of all its fiat currency, come up with a new currency, before you will even see gold and silver start to climb. Survival will be your top priority. Just look at Venezuela. I mean, they're having a tough time surviving over there. And I'm sure there are people in Venezuela that have gold and silver, and it's not doing them any good. So survival is going to be essential. That's going to be key. Um, Gold and silver is not going to help during that transition period. Um, so I think that's key. Um, what nobody mentioned in any video is how long this reset is going to take once the economy crashes. How long will it take before a new system is put in place? Is it going to be months? Is it going to be weeks? 6 months? A year? 2 years? And during that time, you're going to have to find a way to live and survive in hope that gold and silver rises so that what you've accumulated will be worth something. But all that pile of gold and silver won't do you any good if you can't survive that period of time. What else nobody mentions is how long will it be before gold and silver reach their estimated prediction of value? Nobody says how long it's going to be. They tell you it's going to be 20,000 for gold or 100,000 for gold and 750 to $1,500 for silver, but they don't tell you how long it's going to be before it hits that mark, and they don't even tell you how they got to those numbers. They're just basically just guessing that that's where it should be. We really don't know where it will eventually wind up. Does anybody trust the government? That's a good question. If the government's goal is to cut out the middle class, which we know, why would they raise the price of gold and silver, let everybody accumulate it when it's at its cheapest, and then raise the price through the roof and let all these stackers who've accumulated, 6,000, 7,000 ounces, all of a sudden become instant millionaires? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's just my opinion. Um, I don't think the government is going to want people to become instantly wealthy. Everything you purchase from all these precious metals you purchase from the companies, the government can access those lists, these customers' databases. They can get a list of everything you've purchased, everything you've sold back to them or exchanged, and the government knows who you are, where you live, and what you have. It's very easy to figure out. Anything you bought online is pretty much watched. If Big Brother's got their eyes on you, and they know who's got how much. We know the government needs to go back to the gold-backed dollar. We don't know if they're planning on confiscating the gold and silver, but we know the government is desperate and they need gold. The military has high-tech scanners. They can just drive down the road and they got the equipment where they can and scan your home and even into the ground around your home in case you buried it, and it will pick up any gold and silver in your house. So if the government wants to, and they can do whatever they want. Gotta remember, it's the government. The government can force you to turn it over. That's one option. That's just one option. This is all just speculation. We don't know what the government has planned, where the prices will go up, when they'll go down. We don't know anything. Everything that has ever been said about the prices, it's purely speculation. We don't know anything. There's no solid evidence of anything. Now, here's something to think about. And this is something that's never been brought up or mentioned. And I just happened to think about it one day, and it seemed to make sense to me. Um, we'll get to that in a minute. See, this is where my strokes keep me from getting off track. Um, a lot of these videos you see where people are talking about investing and making sure you have gold and silver, a lot of these people are peddling books. They'll say, oh yeah, get my latest copy of this book and it tells you everything you need to know. If I'm serious about trying to help the average American person out during a tough time, I'm gonna do it just to help them out so that we can all survive and get through this together. My goal isn't to get rich, it's to help your fellow man. But somebody's always trying to peddle a book, like how to thrive during an economic downtime. Buy my latest book. Those are scams. Don't even bother doing that because you think the people in Venezuela, you see the mass chaos there. Can you imagine in our country of almost 350 million people? Can you imagine the mass chaos that's gonna take place if and when the dollar collapses? Um, since the first of the year, I lost count of the videos that give specific days and months that people put on their videos of when the dollar is going to collapse. I think it's kind of funny because you watch the videos, like I mentioned before, and nobody has ever specifically mentioned a month or a day. They just say prepare for it because it's coming and we don't know when. But somebody always tags it as this is the day in the month, and they're using fear. And I think all those people that put those videos out there, I think they should put an apology video out after that day and month has passed. I think they owe it to the people to put an apology video out. That's just my opinion. This whole video is just based on my opinion. I think they're doing a disservice to people, and the least they could do is apologize for their error. Okay, now let's talk about what I really wanted to get into. We know the government wants everybody checked because it's a form of control. The government wants everybody to have an RFID chip, and they're using every means possible to get that done. How about, think about this for a minute. You got all this gold and silver. Now the economy's collapsed. The government says, okay, we're working on trying to get a new system in place. Anybody with gold and silver, the government might, now this is just speculation, it's just my opinion, they might bump gold from 1200 to 2000 and silver from 16 to maybe 60 bucks or 70 bucks. They might tell you, all right, we're going to offer you a chance. Sell us your precious metals and we'll preload all that money on an RFID chip for you and put that in your hand. We'll make you an offer, one-time offer. Everybody turns in their precious metals at a good price where everybody makes a profit. And for those that don't take the offer, if you get caught with gold and silver after the fact, it will be illegal. You won't be able to use gold and silver unless you have the RFID chip. So say you want to hold on to your 7,000 ounces of silver and you don't take the chip, you could be screwed because that's your only chance to cash it in. The government wins both ways. They now collect all the gold and silver, they get their people chips, they don't have to confiscate it by unlawful means, and once the government then has all the gold and silver and have made it illegal to own after that point, then you will see the price of gold and silver climb. Gold and silver will increase when the government has full control over the gold and silver, not while we have it. And if you try holding on to it and then want to sell it, nobody's going to buy it from you because you don't have the chip. You can only sell it. They'll probably only have like a few stations that will accept gold and silver where you can get chips and make your transactions. But after that, what good is your gold and silver going to do you if you can't find a place to sell it unless you use it for bargaining, which could be tricky because then they might pass laws on turning people in who want chips and have gold and silver illegally. They might offer people rewards. Who knows? It's all speculation. It's going to leave a lot of stackers with a lot of tough choices because I know there's people that don't want the chip that have a lot of gold and silver and have invested a lot of money. We're all pretty sure we know what the chip is and what it can do and what it means, and I'm not going to take it. I have just a little bit of gold and silver just to have it. I'm not spending all my money on it because I figure it's going to take a long time for the reset to happen because what they're looking for is a one world currency, which means every country is going to have to go through this crisis. The bottom line is clear. I may have had 7 major strokes. I had a brain hemorrhage that fractured my skull. I had a brain tumor. But it's obvious that nobody has a definitive answer to anything. Nobody does. It's all a guessing game at this point. We don't know how it's going to play out. The government could confiscate it all. We don't know. Or it could take years before the prices go up to what is predicted. But until then, you're going to have to find a way to survive. There's too many unknowns. Far too many unknowns, possibilities, dangers, and risks. I'm just putting in my 2 cents worth from what I read, from what I've done, from my point of view. Granted, I'm not a investment broker or a bigwig or anything. I mainly do medical stuff to help other people with medical issues out. But I felt this was something that I wanted to at least voice my opinion on. If you like this, please subscribe to my channel below because I got another video that I want to make, and it's going to be a good one, and I think you're going to like it. So please subscribe to my video and leave any comments below. And if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask questions. I'll try to respond to them. But I'm doing the best that I can and just trying to put my 2 cents worth in. Again, we don't know what to expect. Nobody has any answers. And I'm not giving any dates. I'm not giving any speculations. I'm not telling anybody what to do or what not to do. I'm just sharing what I've learned and come across in the last few years. So I hope you like this, and I will see you on my next video, hopefully. Thank you. Bye.